In order to save his family, Oliver Queen was forced to make a deal with the devil that is Amanda Waller, and now on the eve of absolute power and Waller's grand master plan to rid the world of superpowered individuals, it looks like all the chickens are coming home to roost. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Green Arrow issue number 13 and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up directly from where the last issue left off, Ollie, along with Dinah and the rest of the assorted Arrow family, had decided to take a much-needed vacation to Arrow Island after everything that's been happening to them over the last couple weeks and months. Everybody's really enjoying the much-needed R&R, getting to grow closer together, getting to reconnect after years of being torn apart, yet one night, apropos of nothing, Ollie just kinda gets up and disappears, and because everyone's having so much fun, they don't even really notice until Black Canary comes in the next morning and has to shout at everybody. Where did Green Arrow go? Well, he went to make good on a debt to Amanda Waller. He promised for her assistance in dealing with Merlin and getting his entire family back together under one roof, he would assist her in the brand new Bureau of Supremacy. Of course, Ollie draws the lines at certain tasks. He's perfectly okay sorting through the Justice League's old armory to make sure none of their super weapons end up falling in the wrong hands. However, once Peacemaker starts trying to boss him around, Ollie feels like he has no other choice but to try and stand his ground. Of course, his tune ends up changing once Peacemaker says that Belle Reve North, yet another special prison for the worst of the worst, has just managed to come under attack, and not just any old attacker is behind it either. It turns out to be Roy and his daughter Leanne, attempting to bust out his ex-lover and her estranged mother Cheshire, who obviously had been kidnapped along with Roy a couple arcs ago. Belle Reve North is unlike the other Belle Reve that we've seen. For one, it's actually built in the side of a mountain, meaning that even if you manage to get out of your cell, there's still a good chance you'll fall to your death. The prison also doesn't have regular old security either. This place is staffed by the special new foot soldiers we've seen making up the brand new organization Task Force 7. Of course, roided up henchmen are still just henchmen at the end of the day, so Arsenal, Leanne, and Cheshire make short work of the goons. However, just when it seems like they're about to escape scot-free, Arsenal ends up coming under attack by his mentor Green Arrow, who is sporting a brand new costume himself. Roy isn't dumb. He knows that Ollie probably had to make some sort of backroom deal with Waller in order to get them all free and clear, but he says that they can work together and that he doesn't have to do this right now. It's here, though, that Green Arrow ends up shocking everyone by saying that he's not being kowtowed or shanghaied into servitude this time around. He's working with Waller because he actively believes in what she's been saying. That a war between the superpowered and unsuperpowered communities of Earth is inevitable, and that for once he wants to be on the right side. He then Sparta kicks poor Roy out of an open window, wherein he probably would have fallen to his death were it not for Leanne and Cheshire down below to make the save right in the nick of time. Peacemaker berates Green Arrow for not being able to get the job done, and Ollie in his rage ends up throwing Chris Smith across the room with an amount of strength that we don't normally see for Green Arrow. The plot thickens, doesn't it? Roy makes it back to the others on Arrow Island and gets them up to speed on everything that's been going on. Naturally, no one wants to believe that Ollie possibly could have gone to the dark side. This must be another bomb in the brain situation. Maybe he's been brainwashed. Maybe this is an Ollie robot. Hell, we've seen Amanda Waller recruit people from across the multiverse, so it might not even be the original Green Arrow. This is all pretty bad news, but things only grow worse when on television they see all over the world superheroes, including Superman, are actively losing their powers. Whatever plot that Waller has been working on has finally been unleashed upon the world, and now they don't have Green Arrow to help them. Well, they don't have Ollie Green Arrow to help them, but as Connor Hawke proudly proclaims, if his father really truly has been compromised, then for the foreseeable future, he will don the mantle of the Emerald Archer once again as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Green Arrow issue number 13, everybody, and overall I thought this was a pretty enjoyable issue, even if I do have to address the elephant in the room, and that is, hey, Joshua Williamson finally got the entire Green Arrow family back together, only to in the very next issue end up breaking them all up by having Ollie seemingly turn to the dark side. Now, obviously, I know this is probably going to be part of a much bigger story, and there's a lot we don't know yet. The timing is just kind of hilarious, and speaking of timing, by now you probably know Joshua Williamson is actually going to be done with this book sooner than we thought. Originally, this was just supposed to be a mini-series, then it became a maxi-series, then an ongoing. With issue 17, basically the rest of this new arc being the end of the line for Joshua Williamson, and after that, honestly, I don't know who's going to be taking up the book, or even if it's going to be continuing, period. For what it's worth, though, I thought this issue was perfectly enjoyable. Ollie got his family back, so it was only right and normal to assume that Arsenal would try and rebuild his own family with Cheshire, even if it meant putting his own neck on the line to do so. It's also pretty damn cool to see Connor back in the saddle as Green Arrow. Again, I think people forget, but there's actually a long stretch of Green Arrow's publication history where it was Connor in the suit. And having Ollie himself essentially break bad the way he did when he did, I have to wonder if he's going to end up being a much bigger player in the main Absolute Power series. If so, that would be cool. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good, excited to see where it goes from here. The book was sold as a prelude to the events of Absolute Power, and while that's certainly true, I wouldn't necessarily call anything that happened in this story required reading.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.